What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video here today. We're back at Mexico this time for Transnation eSports Oceania Regionals Thursday night, Division 1. Now, not too sure why I've made a video on this, to be honest. Same could be said really for the F2 series. Really just don't have a lot of stuff lying around, you know, that I can make into videos and upload. So I thought, you know, let's go back to what I used to do and just upload some league races more so than what I'm doing. So yeah, here we are for Mexico for the Oceania Regionals. As you can see, about 3/4 of a full grid. Couple of pretty quick guys in here. Obviously you got the likes of well, obviously ourselves, then you got Josh, Aaron, Seb, Mac is in there somewhere, and yeah, a couple of the others. But anyway, just getting ready to go out. Don't mind that. I've got to keep some secrets to myself. Still fine tuning, so yeah, the setup's not perfect, but hopefully it works well enough.
Okay, we'll alter the setup of the car.
So yeah, gonna go out on mediums first of all in this session. I want to save a set of softs for the race if I can. More than likely there'll be a safety car.
Let's go.
And always pays to have a set of new tyres handy when something like that happens. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't, to be honest, because I've noticed lately in a lot of the races that I've been doing, safety car really only comes out if somebody intentionally crashes out. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen tonight. But anyway, heading out now on the medium tyres for qualifying, dry qualifying, and dry for the race as well, if I haven't already mentioned that. But anyway, on our very first qualifying lap, it's been pretty decent considering it's on the mediums. Not really pushing, you know, like 110% maximum attack. I'm still trying to, you know, lay a semi-decent time down on the board as we round the final corner. Across the line, what's it going to be? 15.5. Not bad, I guess. I mean, well, it doesn't really matter anyway because we're going to be qualifying on softs. So speaking of that, we'll head over now to our first lap on a set of soft tyres. Hopefully this can be a good one. Fling it through the first 3 turns now as we're running wide on exit, and that is not what the aim was. So yeah. Okay, so we've invalidated our first lap. That's not going to help our cause. Luckily I just had enough fuel to do another run. I was 50-50 on doing this, to be honest, because if I couldn't improve on this time, I'd be starting on this set of soft tyres. I contemplated backing out of this lap at the last minute, but I really didn't want to start on mediums, say like in 9th and 10th. Very unlikely that that'd happen, but knowing my luck, it probably would. But we crossed the line, provisional pole position on a 14.3 I think it was, but we'll cut now to our final lap of qualifying. Josh currently sits on provisional pole. I think he's done a 14.2 at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. So we really want to aim for at least a 14.1 or a 14 flat, really. But here we go, through the first 3 corners again. Hopefully we don't invalidate this time. Bit cautious through there, to be honest. That run really wasn't great. We're half a tenth down, so put ourselves on the back foot already. Hard on the brakes now. Brake just at the 100-metre board. Turn in, lock up on the left front. Not what you want to be doing. That'll cost us a little bit of time. We've got our Delta back in the green, or momentarily as it goes back red. Now green again. So we're borderline at the moment as to whether we're going to improve or not. There's definitely time to find through this mid-sector. Josh now goes even quicker with a 14.1. So now we've really got our work cut out for us. Aaron directly ahead of us there, gets out of the way. I think he must have invalidated her. He's on that lap, one or the other. But into the stadium section now, we're about just over a 10th up. This is going to be really close as to whether we could steal pole position at the death. Still a couple of people yet to do laps behind us, so we've got to watch out for them. But as we come across the line, are we going to take pole position? Yes, we do, with a 114.119. That was very close. That was way too close for my liking. Oh boy. So we've just managed to steal pole position from Josh at the very death here at Mexico. Look at the gap between us. That is way too close. But anyway, we've got pole position by 12 hundredths of a second over the Williams. Stewartmckenzie in P3, Harry P4, Tien P5, Seb P6. So the usual suspects at the top end of the field really. Top three comfortably have about 3-4 tenths over the rest of the field, so it'll be quite interesting to see how this all pans out. Obviously, some people obviously might have sacrificed qualifying there. Something that I have seen people do before. They'll actually sacrifice qualifying to have a better race car, to give themselves a better chance in the race. Myself, for this race in particular, I've kind of gone for a half-assed time trial setup plus a race setup. So it worked out well as a qualifying car, so hopefully it's not too bad as a race car. When I say I've gone for like a mix between the two as well, is I went and grabbed the time trial setup, and what I've done is I've taken one of my race setups as well, and I've kind of combined those together. Quick look at the driver's standings as well, just to give you guys an idea of where we all stand. Josh, 29-point lead coming into this race over us in P3, Aaron in P3, and Macca in P4. Constructors wise, Renault leading on 136 from Williams on 133. Very close between Ferrari and Racing Point, only 1 point between them, so that's going to be an interesting fight to see who will come out on top in that battle. But for the constructors, really does look like it's going to be between Renault and Williams, or I guess you could also say basically between me and Josh, really. So hopefully we can get a leg up over the championship leader in tonight's race. If my memory's correct, I think we might get a bit of safety car intervention late on. Don't quote me on that. I haven't had a real good night's sleep last night, so my memory's a bit fuzzy. I can't remember everything that happened specifically, but anyway, we'll worry about that at a later date. But reforming, back on the grid now. Ourselves on pole position, Josh Banks alongside us in P2. From the one and only Mackenzie Stewart behind us in P3, Tien P4, Harry P4, Tien P5, Seb P6. Why do I get those two confused? I don't know. That's a bit like Aaron and Andrew. People seem to get that confused. Quite often, Mackenzie started that, so yeah, cheers for that. But anyway, here we go, awaiting 5 red lights for the Mexican Grand Prix. And away we go. Looks like a pretty decent launch for the first time in a long time. I've actually gotten the start right. This is awesome. But now we've got to focus. Long run down to turn 1. Mackenzie on our left. Josh goes to our left. 3 wide, maybe 4 wide almost, as Tien thought about a move up the inside. But in to turn 1, 2, and now 3. Still side by side with the Williams. No quarter given between either of us. Still side by side. We're just going to squeak ahead now on the run down to T4. We're going to break late. Josh goes to the outside. Is he going to try and hang it around? Surely not. Round the outside there. Props for having a go, but that's just not going to work there, mate. And we get the lead. As now Mackenzie and Josh are going side by side. Now, worth noting that a couple of these guys have actually been playing the 2020 beta throughout the week, so they're kind of out of sync with playing 2019. I know Mackenzie was definitely one of them, because he was complaining a bit before the race of absolutely how atrocious these cars felt. But anyway, so I might try and use that to my advantage a little bit here if I can, and try and streak away. But Tien has actually gotten up into P3 now, so I'm not too sure what has happened to Josh, but a championship rival has not had the start to the race that he would have hoped for. Fastest lap of the race from us. We're already nearly a second clear of Mackenzie, so that is the main aim really until DRS gets enabled, was just to try and get out of that 1 second window. I didn't want Macca to have DRS on me, because then I felt like I would have just towed him along, and yeah, that's not what I wanted. So for these first 2 laps, was really just about trying to get the gap as much as I could. And as you can see, DRS has now been enabled and the gap is 1.4 to Mackenzie. So we have broken that 1 second gap. So he does not have DRS on us. Coming on to lap 6, we've opened the gap up quite a bit to the Mercedes driver. Josh has now gotten back up into P3 as well. Sitting pretty comfortably here at the moment as, oh, Macca. Oh no, he's dropped it out of turn 3. I actually went and watched his stream back after the race, and yeah, he just dropped it out of turn 3. Got up on the curve a little bit, and yeah, just spun around on the exit. So unfortunate for the Mercedes driver there, but certainly makes our life a little bit easier out here at the moment. But anyway, Josh P2 at the moment, Tien P3. But if you just glance down at the minimap, look at the margin that we actually have over the field already. I think, what is it? We got a 5.1 second lead over the field at the moment, 6 laps into the race. So definitely things are looking very good for us at the moment. Just trying to really drive into a number at the moment. I was really just trying to do high 18s, low 19s. If I could consistently do that, I'd be happy, and that's exactly what I was able to do. But into the pits we come now at the end of lap 8. We're the first to actually blink here at the moment, so it'd be interesting to see if anybody else actually tries to follow me in. Softs off, mediums go on. 2.5 second stop from the boys, nice work, and out we go. Now, something that a lot of the guys were surprised about, but I wasn't, because I've done 1 or 2 league races around Mexico since transitioning to the wheel, and I've actually learnt that the mediums are actually very durable around here. Now, the aim was actually to try take these to the end initially. By the time I got to about lap 20, 25, I was kind of contemplating making a pit stop. I wasn't really sure what to do because the car was really starting to feel a bit ordinary. But anyway, we'll worry about that a bit later. We cleared the slow Toro Rosso there, who was on the hard tyres. I think he started on them, to be honest. It could be wrong, but anyway. Coming on to the start of lap 12. Everybody else has now made their stops, and that has released us into P2. That's our first warning for exceeding track limits, so we're going to have to watch out for that and try not to get another one. Otherwise, we'll probably end up getting a penalty, which is not going to help our cause. But anyway, on to the start of lap 14. We've caught up to Aaron in the racing point. We should get this done. Rich overtake DRS, and yep, there we go. New medium tyres versus 14 lap old hards. Not much of a competition there, to be honest. Still puzzled as to why Aaron does that, to be honest, because he's got real good race pace, but he just intentionally puts himself at the back. So yeah, I don't know. That's a bit odd to me, but anyway, if he's comfortable doing it, then you know, that's fine. But anyway, look at the minimap real quick. You want to look at the Toro Rosso there. That's just about to come into the stadium section. That is Tien and Josh, and Seb, I think, right behind it. So that is the gap that we effectively have to second and third on the road, effectively once all the pit stops have been made. We set a fastest lap of the race there as well, which was quite nice. But anyway, coming on to lap 22. Race has really been very uneventful, to be honest, at this stage. Nothing has happened. Surprisingly, no retirements. Everybody is still running around. So, yeah, it's actually quite nice to see everybody still running around and whatnot. But as you can see, we're stuck beyond a little bit of lap traffic here at the moment. And not going to lie, I was actually really getting frustrated at that point because Red Bull was just holding me up through that final sector. And, yeah, as you can see, just a little weave on the straight lead just to show my displeasure, as I was none too pleased with being held up. Realistically, it probably doesn't matter that much, I mean, since we were 13 seconds clear. But, I mean, if anybody has known me for a while, you know that I'm not one for hanging around, you know. I don't want to wait, I want to get a move on. But, anyway, on to lap 25. Unfortunately, our first two retirements of the race. I think one of them was the Red Bull that we just lapped a few laps ago, and the other, unfortunately, was our good mate Mackenzie Stewart, who was giving up the ghost here at Mexico. I think he was running around in P10 or P11. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, no points for the Mercedes driver tonight. But on to lap 28, couple of lap cars directly ahead of us, as there's a Toro Rosso that has gone straight on and has T-boned the wall. And now we have a safety car. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Alright, so what looked like a comfortable win. We're about 14 seconds clear of the entire field. That gap has now been wiped out by this safety car. Caused, I really don't want to say it, but it sure looked like a deliberate crash to me. Didn't look like there was any attempt to make the corner or slow down. So yeah, that's really not what you want to see. But anyway, we can't dwell over that. We've still got a job to do. We do have a 3-second time penalty hanging over our heads, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we'll cut on to the safety car restart now. We do have a little bit of breathing space, thankfully, as we actually have a mural in between ourselves and Tien, so that'll help me out ever so slightly. Seb behind Tien as well. Now, the Ferrari has a 3-second time penalty, but Aaron and James, who are a couple of spots further back, don't. So we've got to get 3 seconds clear of both of those guys, but away we go. Restart was a little bit dodgy there. I jammed my foot on the accelerator and nothing happened, so I let off, eased it back on, and then it responded. There's yellow flags. I think that's actually Seb, who was spun out on the final corner. So maybe cold rear tyres there for the McLaren driver, not too sure. But that is not what he would have wanted. I think he had 9 seconds of penalties anyway. So realistically, he wasn't exactly in this fight. But anyway, now is hammer time. Now we've got to lay the boot into it and check out as quickly as we can, because we need a 3-second gap to Aaron to be able to win this race. Tien with a 3-second time penalty as well, as we cut to the end of lap 32, fastest lap of the race, 16.3. We have a 1.3 second gap to Tien, and it's about 2.5 to Aaron, so we need about another half a second to find. But cutting on to the final lap of the race now, I've been pushing like a bat out of hell these last few laps. The gap currently still sits at about 2.5. So we're going to have to pull an absolute miracle here in the last half of this lap. We need about half a second to be able to win this race. Through the middle sector now, throwing this Renault through here, trying to make sure we don't get another warning. If I got one more, I would have got another penalty, and that would have been race over for us. But into the stadium section now, what's the gap? It's at 3.1. So as we come through the stadium section for the 36th and final time, are we going to win this race? It's going to be extremely close between ourselves and Aaron. We're going to come across the line to win the race on track, but are we going to keep it? Yes, we do. Get in there. Alright, so there we go guys, that has been today's video. Transnation eSports Oceania Regionals here for the Mexican Grand Prix. We won! Wow, that still kind of feels weird to say. I mean, I'm still learning the ropes with the wheel. There's still work that can be done setup wise and on my own driving, but I'm getting there slowly. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned for plenty more. And until the next one, I'll see you all later. Have a good one. Bye.